I am called Echoe. I remember one autumn evening when the fog lay thick as wool over the cobblestones of our little village, a night when the veil between this world and the next grew perilously thin. I was called upon to investigate a case that sent shivers through even the hardiest souls. It began with a series of cryptic letters, scrawled in trembling handwriting and sealed with a faded crest from an old disbanded society of detectives. The letters spoke of a hidden secret buried deep within the abandoned corridors of Blackwood Manor, a sprawling estate shrouded in dark legends and restless spirits. I arrived at the manor under a sickle moon. The wind moaned through broken windows, and every creak of the ancient floorboards echoed like a distant lament. With only a lantern in hand and a mind sharpened by decades of solving mysteries, I stepped over the threshold into a hall frozen in time. Faded portraits watched from the walls, their eyes heavy with sorrow and secrets. I sensed that the manor was not merely haunted by the memories of its past, but by something far more sinister. As I made my way through the corridors, the atmosphere grew oppressively thick, a palpable dread that seemed to tighten around my heart. In a room lined with dusty tomes and relics of a bygone era, I discovered a diary. Its pages were filled with frantic scrawlings about experiments to bridge the gap between life and death, of forbidden rituals and spectral entities that could be summoned if one dared to disturb the natural order. The diary mentioned a hidden chamber beneath the manor, where the society had attempted to capture the essence of a long-dead detective, believing that his spirit held the key to unraveling unsolved mysteries. The next hour was a descent into both madness and wonder. Following the diary's instructions, I found a concealed door behind a bookshelf. It creaked open to reveal a narrow staircase spiraling downward into darkness. With each step, the air turned colder and whispers echoed from unseen corners. I reached a subterranean vault illuminated by the faint glow of phosphorescent moss. At its center lay a weathered wooden table, upon which rested an ornate, sealed box bearing the same crest as the letters. Driven by equal parts duty and curiosity, I opened the box. Inside, wrapped in layers of yellowed parchment, was an antique pocket watch. Its face was intricately engraved, and the hands spun backwards, a defiance of time itself. In that moment, the room erupted in a chorus of murmurs, as if a multitude of voices had awakened from a long slumber. The whispers coalesced into a single, chilling message: find the truth, or be lost in the echoes of time. I realized then that the watch was not merely a relic, but a key, a device that would lead me deeper into the manor's mysteries. I set the watch to its correct time and felt a sudden jolt, as though I had been transported not just in space, but in time. In a flash, I was no longer alone. A shadowy figure emerged from the darkness, a man clad in a tattered detective's coat, his eyes glistening with the weight of lost decades. He introduced himself simply as Mr. Blackwood, a name synonymous with the manor itself. His voice was a raspy whisper laden with regret and urgency. He revealed that he had once been a brilliant detective, obsessed with capturing the essence of crime and unmasking the secrets of the human soul. In his relentless pursuit, he had stumbled upon dark forces far beyond his comprehension, forces that had ensnared him in an eternal loop of sorrow and terror. The experiments, meant to grant him eternal insight, instead cursed him to haunt the halls of his own legacy. Mr. Blackwood confided that the pocket watch was his last hope for redemption. It was designed to reverse the curse, if only one could solve the mystery of his final case. Together we pored over the diary and the letters. The clues led us to a hidden room behind the manor's grand library, where a portrait of a young woman, eyes bright with determination, hung forlornly. Her name, as inscribed on the back, was Amelia, a partner, a friend, and the key to his downfall. The diary suggested that her untimely demise had been the catalyst for the dark experiments. Our investigation took us through secret passages and cryptic symbols etched into the manor's very stone. Each discovery was interwoven with threads of heartbreak and betrayal, a tale of love lost and a soul fractured by the cost of ambition. In a final confrontation, the spectral presence of Amelia materialized before us. Her voice, soft and mournful, implored us to set right the wrongs of the past. She revealed that her death had been no accident, but the result of a conspiracy orchestrated by those who feared her defiance against the manor's ancient powers. Armed with this revelation, Mr. Blackwood and I retraced our steps to the hidden vault. The pocket watch began to tick steadily, its backward movement slowing until it came to a sudden stop at midnight. In that pivotal moment, the manor trembled. The spirits, once bound by sorrow, now converged into a vortex of light and shadow. A brilliant flash engulfed the room, and the curse that had haunted Mr. Blackwood for decades shattered like fragile glass. I felt the weight of history lift as the restless echoes of the past receded into silence. Mr. Blackwood, freed from his eternal torment, faded into a peaceful mist, his final words a grateful whisper lost in the wind. The manor, now at peace, seemed to exhale a deep, resonant sigh, a farewell to the ghosts of its turbulent past. As I emerged back into the cool night air, the fog had begun to lift, revealing a sky ablaze with starlight. I pocketed the watch, a silent reminder of the night's strange, harrowing journey. A journey of uncovering truths that had long been buried under layers of fear and regret. And so, dear listener, I share this tale not to frighten you, but to remind you, the past is never truly dead. It lingers in the shadows, waiting for those brave enough to confront it. In every whisper of the wind and every flicker of the flame, there lies a story, a mystery, and perhaps a lesson for us all. Remember, not all adventures are meant to be relived. Some are the echoes of our history, warning us of the darkness that once was and could be again if we stray from the path of truth.